Hello, welcome. We are so happy to have you at the Virtual Angel Friend Mentorship Program training. My name is Lindsay Fedek, and I serve Gabriel Network as the Angel Friend Trainer, and I really am just so grateful that you have agreed not only to serve the moms of Gabriel Network and of your team, but now also to share your talents and expertise with our newer Angel Friends. So let's get started. What is a mentor? Have you ever had someone in your life who you know you can call if you need to celebrate or talk to if you have struggles in life? I definitely do. My former supervisor from a pregnancy center I worked at is one of those people who just knows how to make me feel better, knows how to lovingly hold me accountable. If I'm doing something wrong, she is not afraid to tell me, but in a really charitable, helpful way, and is really always there to celebrate my successes and let me vent out my frustrations. A mentor is someone who is knowledgeable in their specific field and promotes the success and development of another person, your mentee. We as a staff asked you to be a mentor because you were identified as someone who has amazing success as an angel friend. You connect well with moms, you build wonderful, healthy relationships, and you have experienced firsthand the importance of this angel friend ministry. When you're talking with your mentee, we encourage you to offer guidance and advice. If they are struggling with building rapport and trust with their mom, share examples of how you build a relationship with the moms you serve, or say phrases that you use to build connection. Sometimes having someone explain word for word what they say can be a really helpful thing, especially in those first meetings when the angel friend might be nervous or unsure of what to say. Basically doing a role play of the first meeting that you have with your mom could be a really, really beneficial thing for your mentee and kind of help get away those nerves before their actual first meeting. Another important but oftentimes humbling aspect of being a mentor is being willing to share not only your successes but also your mistakes. Learning from past struggles and mistakes is an excellent way to make impactful changes, and perhaps your mentee could benefit from that lesson as well. And finally, sometimes serving as a mentor means holding your mentee accountable. If you believe there's something not going quite right, tell them in a loving way. They may not know they are doing something wrong and would greatly benefit from someone who cares about them directing them to greater success. For example, if your mentee is feeling frustrated with the relationship with their mom and it's just not going well, and then you learn that they are hardly reaching out to their mom, hold them accountable. Encourage them to reach out frequently, at least once a week. Don't be afraid to have those uncomfy conversations with them about how they interact with their mom, because it's going to help them and also ultimately serve their mom. Overall, a mentor is a friend, motivator, encourager, and advocate. It's really, really a special role and a unique bond. There are tons of benefits of mentoring to both the mentee and the mentor. First, the mentee has a place to go when questions arrive during those first few months of serving a mom. They can see firsthand how their training can be put into action. I can only do so much and cover so much in a 2-hour training. And being an angel friend has so much more to it and so many nuances, so many specific examples that I'm just not able to cover. If a mentor is working with the mentee, they can help them understand their role and responsibilities. And hopefully any difficulties, bad habits, anything like that can be identified early on so that they can work together toward greater success. All of these things and more are ways that a mentee can benefit from a mentorship. A mentorship benefits you, the mentor, in many ways as well. It offers leadership opportunities and builds trust and teamwork among our angel friends. And maybe you'll even learn something new from your mentee or get a fresh perspective on the ministry. And finally, I really, really think that mentorship adds value to the mentor's life because it creates a time and a space for reflection on their own experience as an angel friend. Rarely, if ever, are we given such an intentional space to reflect on our struggles and successes. And this program, this mentorship program, can give you just that, the opportunity to reflect and share what you have learned with your mentee. Here are 8 tips on being a successful mentor. The first is really get to know your mentee, learn their communication style, their likes and dislikes, really help them fine-tune their communication style and just take interest in them. The second is know when to give advice and know when to listen. This can be so hard. Sometimes all a mentee wants is someone to listen and validate their frustrations. And many times that's okay. But then there are some other times when advice is needed for the sake of the angel friend and their mom. Be discerning of when to give advice and when to listen. The third is tune into your emotional intelligence. You know how to be an angel friend. You are intuitive. You are an expert in this role. Trust that instinct. Number 4, do not assume anything. It really can be easy to get into the mindset that everyone thinks how we think, and that's simply not the case. Ask questions and make sure you and your mentee are on the same page. The 5th is to be vulnerable and forthcoming about mistakes that you've made. Your mentee might learn from them. The 6th is celebrate the joys of being an angel friend. Talk about your successes and share your favorite stories and applaud them when they have successes. I think that this is really crucial in those first few months when maybe your mentee is not seeing the fruits of their ministry. It might be hard to connect with a mom and they're just not seeing the fruit of it, the happy outcome. If you share stories with some of your former moms that have really worked out well, it can be so encouraging and so motivating in those first few months when they're just getting their feet wet. The 7th is we don't want them to be a mentee forever. Maybe one day they could even mentor someone else. Work towards self-sufficiency for the mentee. And then finally, and most importantly, pray for your mentee and with your mentee. It will only strengthen your bond in both of your ministries. Here are some helpful communication techniques. As a mentor, you're going to be helping your mentee go through the struggles and the joys and everything that comes with being an angel friend. And a lot of times it's going to be problem solving. So these are some helpful ways that you can explore problems and help your mentee as they learn about being an angel friend. The first is open-ended questions. This elicits a response that cannot be answered with yes, no, or a simple fact. It helps dig deeper into the situation. So instead of asking a yes or no question, like, well, did the mom like it when you said that? The answer could be, well, no, or yes. Instead, encourage them to say things like, well, tell me more about what the mom said. Tell me more about how that made you feel. And that will really help you dig deep into the situation and promote dialogue. The second I love is partializing. It helps break down these complex situations that feel like a thunderstorm of worry and confusion and break it down into manageable units so that they can be addressed more easily. So let's say that the mentee comes to you with all these struggles. They're not connecting with the mom. It's hard to reach out to her. Then the mom herself has issues with rent and needs some help with parenting, and it just seems like a big mess at the moment. Well, you as a mentor can help the mentee break these down into digestible units so that they can be addressed more easily. Sometimes even just writing down a list can help, and then you can see it on paper. Okay, this is a lot, but we can conquer this. The third is clarification. So this is making sure that you have understood correctly what the mentee is trying to talk about. Clarifying is really important just to show active listening. It shows that you're on the same page, and it could be used when you're seeking examples, looking for more elaboration or more info. The next one is reflective listening. This involves restating or paraphrasing the content and reflecting it back or saying it back. This can be really helpful because sometimes when we're talking, we don't take the time to sit and digest what we just said. But if you reflect that information back to the mentee, they'll have the opportunity to listen, take it in and say either, yes, that's exactly what I'm saying, or, oh, no, that might not be what I mean. Let me try to rephrase. Could be really helpful for them. The next one is helpful feedback. So feedback is necessary in communication, especially in mentorship. Your mentee is going to be looking for feedback, going to be looking for support and help. But there is helpful and harmful feedback. Helpful feedback is going to be constructive. It's going to honor the person, their emotions. Harmful feedback is going to be vague and filled with judgment and kind of loaded. Generally, helpful feedback is pretty specific and will begin with I feel or I think. because that's going to mean you're taking ownership of your own words and feelings and allowing the other person to have different ideas or feelings. And finally is validation. Validation is so lovely. It's a way that you can communicate acceptance and support to your mentee. It's accepting their emotions, fears, behaviors, feelings as understandable. It's saying, yeah, I know this is tough. Let's work on it together. Ooh, I know this can be a tough role in the beginning. Let's see what we can do together. You're validating their experience. You're validating their emotions. And you're saying that it's understandable and maybe even that you've been there too. So now into a few general logistics. Gabriel Network staff will match each mentor and mentee pair and provide contact information. The mentor will reach out to the mentee within a week of being matched and schedule an introductory meeting, or if you're kind of far apart geographically, a phone call is fine. We are encouraging the mentor to share their angel friend story with their mentee and set expectations for the relationship. That first meeting really could just be you both sharing why you're interested in Gabriel Network, you as a mentor sharing some of your favorite success stories, some of the struggles that you've had, and then setting expectations for what you both are looking for in the relationship. It might help to establish a schedule. Say, hey, I'll check in via email once a week, or maybe once a month we can meet up for coffee and discuss how your ministry is going. And finally, we want you to meet in person or via phone or email for the first 6 months of the mentee's angel friend experience. We really think that this could be a great way to introduce them to this new role that they have and welcome them into the Gabriel Network ministry. Well, that is it for now. We are so thankful for your willingness to serve Gabriel Network and our new angel friends in this way. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thanks so much.